Welcome to the Three Body Narrative. We are your hosts, Pradyum, Aaron, and Naeem. We discuss movies, TV shows, games, and everything pop culture. And we are here to react and review the latest trailer for Superman, DC's first live action entry into by James Gunn, right?
Yeah. I mean,
Cool.
once they've done the whole restructure and
Everything.
revamping.
Yeah. So let's just get to it.
Here we go.
Are you being serious right now?
Yeah.
You'd let me interview you as Superman.
Sure.
Ready?
Let's do it, Cronkite.
Superman.
Miss Lane.
Recently, you've come under a lot of fire for
I
what
know,
some
it's
might.
a lot of
It's
fire,
a lot. Today, the Secretary of Defense said he was going to look into your actions. That's funny.
My actions? I stopped a war.
Maybe.
Not maybe. I did.
In effect, you illegally entered a country.
This is how you're gonna be?
I'm not the one being interviewed, Superman. Did you consult with the president?
No.
You seemingly acting as a representative of
I
the
wasn't
United States
representing
will
anybody
cause
except
more
for me.
problems around the world.
And doing good.
I would question myself in the same situation and consider the consequences.
People were going to die. Hey, buddy. Eyes up here.
Your choices, your actions. That's what makes you who you are.
Superman. He's not a man. He's an it. It's somehow become the focal point of the entire world's conversation. I will not accept that.
I cleaned your boots. I'll go get them for you.
You have a dog?
Okay, Superman. Interesting.
Wow.
What did you make of it?
I thought
This
it
is
was very busy.
Yeah,
There's
very
so much
busy.
happening in the trailer. Okay, so one thing though, right? Like, I think we had this conversation. This is obviously like I think the final trailer that's come out. If not the second last, whatever it is. I mean, probably not the final, but like it's been quite a few trailers or teasers that have come out.
Yeah,
And I think we had this conversation a couple of weeks ago where I said, of what I've seen so far, I'm not entirely convinced. Like I like James Gunn and what he's done with Peacemaker, and obviously you know him from the Marvel Universe movies, etc.
yeah.
And I think Peacemaker was a really brilliant first season that they had, and I really loved that bit. So when I saw this, the everything that came out for Superman, I wasn't entirely convinced about it. Like again, like
What
Superman,
weren't you convinced by?
my favorite DC character, so I'm probably not the best judge when it comes to, like, I've not read enough storybooks. Everything that a lot of what I know about Superman comes from Justice League, which is like a mix of everyone in there, right? So and a lot of it is also from the times when Batman and Superman have kind of, the worlds have kind of come together, and from that depiction is what I know of Superman. So I'm not the best in terms of judging the likeness of this to a comic book representative, and how that's translating. But from what I've seen, I'm definitely, like, I know Nicholas Hoult is like a really good actor,
Yeah.
but
yeah.
I'm not like very convinced or very sure about his portrayal of such a, how do you say,
You
critical
think
villain.
you think he should have been
DC.
someone older?
I'm not quite sure. See, the thing is, again, right, it's just a trailer and you can't tell much. Like, compared to
Yeah.
the first one, like I said, I was not entirely convinced. This trailer has me a little more excited in the sense that I'm looking forward to watching this movie now.
Okay.
Perhaps looks a little better in terms of Lex, especially in the scene where he's walking into the Fortress of Solitude with those
Yeah.
shades on, and he's kind of got that
Yeah.
girl. I don't remember her name, but I'm sure I've
Mercy.
seen her. Mercy, is it? I think she's there in Batman Beyond, if I'm not wrong. Is she?
She's there. I mean, she's always his right hand person, right? Like right hand woman. So
I think
I never noticed that she'd have superpowers or she could turn into whatever. I don't know if that's a suit that they've designed for her or whatever it is, but
in Batman Beyond, I think that's the thing. I think she has that it's not like pursuit, her power in general. She's
okay.
spliced. I don't know what it is, but I think she can do those things. Like, she can dissolve in a way and kind of come out with random weapons and stuff from her hand. I don't know if it's the same character, but I'm thinking from the look she's got, that's the exact same character, perhaps. And I think in general, what's happening with this trailer, like, there's a lot, obviously, like everyone mentioned, right? Whether that be the interview that's taking place right at the beginning. I love that whole aspect of her interviewing Superman, but it's not necessarily Superman that's responding to her. It feels a lot more like Clark Kent, right? In the sense that Superman's supposed to be a lot more, obviously they're one and the same, but Superman is supposed to be this guy who follows rules and has these set boundaries, and he's a lot more, doesn't show his emotions per se, right? Like, he's a lot more reserved
Yeah.
in terms of how he has his conversations. But in the allegations, or in the things that she's discussing, you see the Clark Kent who's a lot more emotional, who's a lot more fragile, the human side in him that's come from, being born and brought up, not born, brought up in the earth. That's kind of reflecting to me in that interview space, and I like that fact in the way he's kind of reacting to her questions and getting agitated and like showing all of those emotions. It feels like he's not a Kryptonian per se, right? Like, he's not just a Kryptonian. There is the human
A
factor
human
to him.
side to him. Yeah.
Yeah, and I love the fact that just a 3-minute trailer can kind of put that across to me. And the world design in itself, whether that be the dinosaur that he's fighting at the end, what exactly is it?
I have no idea, but some creature or the other. Yeah.
Yeah. I like the way it's built. Like, I think this is one of the first DC movies where, like, villains that are not humans per se are being built in a way they kind of look and feel. How do you? What is the right word I'm looking for? But they look threatening in the sense that, like,
They look like they could take down an entire city. They look like they are a major threat to civilization in a way. No, I agree with Aaron's statement that it is very busy, and that's my main concern with this. you have Superman, you have Mr. Terrific, you have Lex Luthor, you have these alien creatures, you have
Hawkgirl, we've got Green Lantern.
Green
And
Lantern, Hawkgirl. Yeah, so and you have, I don't know, I'm sure a bunch. Now I know you had your concerns about James Gunn, or you knew James Gunn at least from Peacemaker. I've seen his first entry, which is Creature Commandos, the animated show. I absolutely loved it. Now that had a good balance between humor and emotion, right? And which is crazy because you think a show which is about aliens and kind of like the Suicide Squad would not have a lot of emotion. That did, and I really liked it. Now, what I from the trailer, what I see is I'd seen David Cornsweet, I don't know how you Cornsweet from a previous show on Netflix. Now I can't remember what it was, but the moment I saw him there, I was like, this dude is born to play Superman. It might have just been the face, it might have been the way he was, his stature, his hair, everything. And at that point, it was obviously Henry Cavill who was Superman. So I was like, if DC is going to reboot it, I feel like this guy should be a part of it. And when it was announced he was going to be a part of it, I was like, okay, I felt like it was natural. Now it depends on the script, obviously, that he has. He looks the part. He looks like a Superman. He looks like a young Clark Kent. I like you said, I like the interview as well, where he changes his tone from being Superman to where he starts off being Clark Kent, but when the interview starts, he becomes Superman. He's like Miss Lane. So kind of whatever, however that's said, right? And I like the fact that there's also that shot where someone is helping Superman because that's what Superman does for people, right? Is that Superman's meant to be this beacon of hope. And so whether it be the kid putting up the flag of Superman, whether it be, or the guy helping when Superman is down or holding him up, that's all great. I'm excited for Crypto as well, but like Aaron said, I'm still a little unconvinced because I've had this expectation in previous DC entrance, yeah, and they've disappointed me to a point where I have no. It's kind of what Batman and Robin did to me, right? Where as much as I love that movie, it took me to depths which I've never been in terms of Batman. To so much to the extent that I did not watch Batman Begins when it came out. I only watched it after The Dark Knight, right? Because I was like, how many more times is DC going to disappoint me? I love the animation. I hate the real life. So again, that's the same sort of trajectory in which I've been in here, and so I'm eager to watch it, but I'm still holding or very reserved in my judgment. I'm not a huge fan also of the very close-up shots of Superman. It feels a little too weird. I know he did that in Guardians of the Galaxy, where I think there's a point where it's like full flame and then he gets rid of it. But Aaron, your final thoughts before we sort of close this.
I think similar to you, I just feel like in the past DC have tried to increase the wow factor by adding so many characters, and then it kind of gets lost in because of the amount of time that they have. And so that's the only concern, that you have so many things going on, that are you able to kind of put across the vision that you have in terms of the timelines and in terms of the characters that you're trying to develop and build. So that is something that has me concerned, but I mean, definitely intrigued by the new iteration of what DC has got. And so yeah, let's see how that goes.
I like Holt more than Jesse Eisenberg as a
Agreed.
casting. At least that I was like, okay. I was a bit scared of when he was going to be shaved bald. I was like, oh, I don't know. I've never seen Nicholas Holt bald, but when I saw him, I was like, okay, this looks at least like a more business-like Lex Luthor. I mean, Jesse Eisenberg was just a Hollywood Shah Rukh Khan at that point, the way he was acting. I am interested in it. Honestly, I've seen stuff which interests me. I've seen stuff which concerns me. Overall, I feel like James Gunn might do a decent job, but again, I had promised with Man of Steel, and that completely went downhill after that, right? Like, promise, as much as I would have changed things in Man of Steel, I still thought it was a decent entry into the Superman sort of movie phase.
See, the good thing is, I think it's the focus on what's happening right now, like the movies that are being released at this moment. It's not about the bigger plan, what all needs to be in place. And I think it's important that when the first phase of DC Justice League was happening, it was the fact that Marvel was doing this crazy universe
Yeah.
and was having like substantial growth or profit coming through that, right? Like there was a lot of following being generated through that. And I think DC's, the people at the studios, at the helm of the studios at that point, just wanted to kind of get on top of that as soon as possible and kind of, like catch up with where Marvel was at. And that meant a lot of poor choices in the sense that how they went about getting to that point. And it was from the point where Marvel did this bit of obviously
each character kind of had their movie before they had the team movie.
Yeah, the main.
I like the fact that DC is not going that route. They have their own route of, maybe having multiple characters in the same universe, which is right because all of them do exist in that same sort of city or universe. So and especially with Superman, things are more globally threatening rather than a Batman, which is a more city focused thing. So I like the fact that you're getting, I think the first phase of DC is called Gods and Monsters. So you have a lot of that. And you're going to see a lot of it, whether it be Green Lantern, whether it be Superman, all of that. So and you're going to see a lot of monsters as well, right? So whether it be Creature Commandos or here as well. So I think it'll be an interesting take. I want to see, I hope that this won't be the first and then it completely falls flat from here. I hope it continues because, yeah, I mean, there might be a bit of a superhero hangover or a lull because everyone's too tired of it. But if DC does come up with something different, that'll be a really refreshing take, I suppose. But I guess that's all the time we have. Actually, you're saying, the good thing is, you started the sentence with the good thing is that it's in July 11th, so we don't have to wait too long before we come up with our judgment of this particular movie. And we will review it once we've all watched it in theaters, of course. I don't think we have the time to kind of wait for it to come into a platform as much as I would not like to go to a theater here. But nonetheless, that's our reaction and review, more a review of the Superman latest trailer. We'll catch you all on our next one. See you.